welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Happy launch day for the Perplexing Orb bounce and roll. Give me just a few seconds. I'm almost all set up here. Let me change these lights. They're a little bright. Let's see if we can get this better. That's a little brighter. Let's calm it down some. Yeah, it's like a little dark in here, but I want to say that this is a little harsh. Yeah, that's okay. Let me know what you guys think of that light. I can change it a little bit. And then let me know what you think of the audio. I need to go ahead. I haven't even shared this out. I was setting everything up, putting my microphone and stuff back together, and I just got some emails about the game I need to respond to real fast, and I need to share this out on Twitter and Discord. Let's go ahead and grab this here before we start a launch celebration. All right. We are live, everyone. That's all we get. That's for the Discord. All right, and let's go ahead and just make a tweet, I guess. Might as well, while we're here hanging out together. I can see, oh, Space My Name, welcome to the stream. Let's go, man. Launch day. You're right, it is launch day, and lighting looks good, audio is good. Cool, sweet, that sounds good. Launch day party. Come join us live. That's what we're getting on Twitter. That is all you get. All right, posted. Of course, they changed the word from tweeted. So weird. And then let's go ahead and look at this. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. This the email I just got, guys, right before. Let's make sure what you guys are saying, not all my emails. But I got an email right now just before going live, and another guy is going to review the game, which is awesome. One of the review codes we sent out to a new YouTuber that has never reviewed our games before, played the game and absolutely loved it. He sent me over their YouTube video, but I tried to click on it, and I think he still has it privated, so I can't see it. So I'm just going to briefly mention that to him real quick, just so we can get out the Perplexing Orb love real quick. And I'll share that with you guys on the Discord. Everybody in the Discord, I'll start posting what everyone is saying about the game, the reviews that came out, and the guides and stuff that people made. I'll start sharing their YouTube videos and stuff. So that'll help them out, and that'll help us out, and that's nice to share it around. Even when they criticize the game, we got to take a look at it and see our constructive criticism. He's got some, but overall, they really liked it. Let's see. Can't wait to check it out. Let's see. All right, I'm just going to send that brief email over there before we get started. That looks good. And I'm going to close that out. You guys can check this out. Here's our small screen. Here's my scene. I'm using the beautiful Nintendo calendar for my wallpaper. I have to go here, and let's get our news banner running, guys. Let's go ahead and get our mini camera up. Here I am. Let's go. We're just having a casual, fun day. I'm gonna talk to you guys all. Let me boot up Perplexing Orb Bounce and Roll. We're gonna be playing the game today. I'm going to be talking all about the launch, our launch strategy, what we've done so far this morning, what we've done over the last couple of weeks, what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. So tips for my indie developers out there for sure. And then, yeah, and we're going to be, TreeFall fans obviously get excited about this kind of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the PC build. I'm going to be just running it off my PC again. Honestly, I'm a little worried. I think the Steam version is going to come out a couple days later than we thought. spent more time marketing this PlayStation version and still didn't get the Steam version completed. So it's probably not going to make it out on the 25th. It's probably going to be like the 27th or something. I think that's like Tuesday, maybe. But yeah, so it should be good to go by then. I mean, everything's done with Steam. I just have to go through the approval process, and it usually takes like 1 or 2 days. Not long at all, to be honest. Got our Patreon supporters going across the bottom. Hopefully the desktop audio, I think it should be set to the same volume that it was the last time we played the game. It's actually not coming through. Give me a second. I can see. I need to go to my volume mixer. Yeah. Ooh. That was really loud in my headphones. That might be too loud compared to my voice. I can see it hitting a little higher than I normally keep the background audio. So I'm going to pull it down by like 5%. And you guys can just let me know if it is no good. All right, so I think we're all good to go here. We have it shared out. I guess I can retweet it. Let's see. Yeah. All right, we're stream is all shared out, all good to go. We're live, ready to go. Game is running, so let's go ahead and get on with it. So the Perplexing Orb, Bounce and Roll. This is a huge release for us, guys. This is super important. This is our last major release of the year. And really, to be honest, it's our only really major release of the year. I know we did launch Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge this year, but that game was, not that the game was actually super small, because in reality, it still could take people 2 to 4 hours to beat that game, depending on, you know, how adept you are at puzzles, which is about the same gameplay length as this. This game has a little bit more replay value than Tilt does, just because the time trials mode, probably because you can, you know, keep challenging yourself against the dev times and, you know, basically play, you know, forever on this game over and over. So it's still a bigger game overall than Tilt. But Tilt was like a weird pricing experiment. We tried to go viral with it, and we priced it at 49 cents on PlayStation, hoping that we would sell, you know, hundreds of thousands of copies. You know, well, we can't talk about how much we sold, but it's obviously not that much. But we were open to, you know, make some big splash with that one. So it wasn't as of a major release as we would have needed through the middle of the year, because at minimum, to stay in business, really we need 2 major releases, one in the summer and like one in the fall towards the end of the year. And, you know, that's basically what we've done in the past. Last year, I think I had 4 releases, but one of those is the publishing release, so that doesn't really count. But I'm pretty sure we had Mighty Math, Tilt Remix, and The Letter, and Night Detective. I think we have 4 of my releases and 1 publishing release, actually. So a lot of those games were kind of small, but some of them were major releases that hit kind of big. So yeah, this release is super important for us. We needed to go over really well to keep going and, you know, publish Maze and all the rest of the games that we have in our development catalog. So I'm pretty excited about it. The Perplexing Orb is our most popular series. It's our biggest series on PlayStation. Respectively speaking, Perplexing Orb 1 is our highest grossing game, and then Maze Pestle of Trials is number 2, and then Perplexing Orb 2 is number 3. So when you look at it all together, you know, the Perplexing Orb series is like our highest revenue earner. Basically, people really enjoy these games. A lot of people pick them up. You know, they speak to the casual audience. And a lot of people really enjoy the old Super Monkey Ball games and stuff, and that's what these games are inspired on. So usually these games do pretty good, so I'm hoping that this one does as well, especially with how much love and care and polish that I put into this game. So far in our marketing for the indies out here, the other developers watching, you know, so far I posted about this in our Patreon only tier on our Discord chat, because, you know, the patrons are really more in the weeds of, you know, learning about the marketing process and how the games are developed and seeing behind the scenes stuff and, you know, caring about the numbers and that kind of thing. So I've shared a little bit about this with them, but you know, we had a giant marketing plan that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks. We've, send out review codes to a ton of different reviewers and YouTubers and all sorts of people like that to get coverage. So far, a few people have already posted videos by launch day, which is pretty awesome. You can't expect them to respond to your email, and some people will play the game but then maybe not cover it. But either way, it's really nice to see people playing it and enjoying it, whether they're making guides for the game or they're actually giving you a review score and critiquing the game. I just love watching other people playing. It's super, super fun. I got some feedback last night. One of our patrons played the game early, and I got to get some live feedback reactions. So join the Patreon page, guys. Sometimes you get perks like that. So I've been seeing some people play the game. Super, super cool. We're going to be sending out some more codes to like the websites and stuff. They usually ignore our emails and the codes just get wasted. Bigger websites, most of the people who do respond to my emails are, individuals, people who run YouTube channels and that kind of thing. Because, it's a little bit more personal. I could imagine, there's tons of emails coming into these websites for review codes and stuff. So I don't prioritize those anymore. I send them to everyone that are like individuals first. And then now, like during launch week, I'm going to spend, hours just emailing website after website, about reviewing the game and that kind of thing. So we got through that portion of the launch strategy. I've posted it out. We have 2 devlogs on the game, the announcement trailer. There was a live stream earlier last week for the game, and now we're doing the launch day party stream. So I feel like I've been covering my bases a little bit on YouTube, been tweeting out about the game quite a bit recently on Twitter. If you guys can pull up, let me see the profile. I've done a lot of GIFs and stuff, so if you look, see, you guys should be able to see it. Yeah, you can see right here, been tweeting out a bunch of GIFs. They've been getting some good traction. Devlogs, there's Dark Souls ones, like this elevator one is pretty cool. All sorts of stuff. So I feel like I've been going at it pretty hard for the last couple of weeks. It's been doing pretty well, I would say. I feel like overall the traction that we get on Twitter is a little smaller than it used to be. I don't know if, we're just not up to date with how the algorithm currently works. We've done some experimenting recently, to be honest. Some of my friends have been doing experimenting. The algorithm doesn't like links in your tweets, and when you're trying to send people to watch your YouTube videos or buy your games or whatever. So we've done some where we're like tweeting with the links in the replies. How everybody does that. And we've done some with no links at all. And now I tried today some with links like right in the tweets. I'm not sure if that's actually had an effect, or if, not as many people are using Twitter anymore. It's kind of an unstable platform, but there's not really that much competition in terms of social media. Everything is kind of just, devolving, I would say. So there's been our tweet strategy, I guess. And, today we're just going to talk about the game and play and have some fun. So I feel like the launch has been going pretty well so far. In a big push, we got all of our close fans, everyone that we would consider part of the TreeFall Tribe in the Discord. And they've been, I blasted out to the Discord this morning, trying to get everyone in the Discord to, buy and rate the game. Because if you notice, like, we'll just take a look at it and see if we've got any ratings yet. I have it up here. So you guys can see now, let's refresh it. I think we're probably going to be at, oh, look at that, guys. We made it to 4. Let's go. Okay, let's go. That's awesome, guys. So now on PlayStation 5, this didn't used to be a thing. It's always been a thing on PlayStation 4. But now on PlayStation 5, you can also rate the game with a star rating. And now PlayStation syncs the ratings between PS4, PS5, the website, like right here, and on the phone app. So, and it will like do an average rating now. Like, so if you go, if we go over here and we type in like the Perplexing Orb, and let's take a look at like Orb 2 or something. What the heck? Can't even see it. PlayStation Store. Look at that. I bet you if we type in the Perplexing Orb now, I just noticed that for the first time. Look at that, guys. Okay, so if we go to like Orb 2, for instance, the ratings probably won't be as high. So we got 39 ratings, about 4 stars, 3.92. So he actually gives you the overall average. That's a pretty good rating, to be honest, especially for this game. So yeah, 39. Let's see if we can beat 39. Can we go for 50? You know, for the Perplexing Orb bounce and roll. So yeah, trying to get everyone in the Discord, be sure to grab those ratings. That helps out a ton. And that's part of our launch day strategy. And, you know, for our other developers out there, definitely a good thing to try to do. It's the same thing, you know, like on Steam, guys. Everyone says, hey, give my game a rating on Steam so you can get more visibility. My strategy, I've never heard anyone else do this, so this is like a tidbit for you guys who are who are the devs and stuff. For my strategy on the PlayStation Store is always to get ratings as fast as possible and encourage people to rate the game, even if they want to rate it like 3 stars or whatever. I feel like that's better than having no ratings, because like, in my own personal opinion, when I go to play a game on the store and I click on it for the first time and it has no ratings and nothing at all, it kind of looks like there's no activity, like that no one is buying that game. And I don't really want my launches to look like that. I kind of want them to look like, hey, there's some buzz around this. People are playing it. They're having fun. You know, even if it's like, you know, a 4-star review or a 3-star review or whatever, you know, there's the more numbers on the reviews, you can tell, oh, look, I mean, there's a lot of people trying this game out. There must be something to it. And then from there, instantly, because that's like the first thing you see, and then from there they might scroll up on the store to watch the trailer, look at some of the screenshots, and go, okay, this might be a game that, you know, read the description a little bit more to see if it's a game that would actually stick out to them. So that's definitely part of the strategy today. Pretty cool. I can't believe I've got 4 reviews already. That's pretty awesome. I haven't told anyone to do reviews on Twitter or anything like that. Just, you know, very briefly on the Discord. So you guys rock. TreeFall Tribe, let's go. Let me, oh shoot, wait, let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's get the game running, guys, so we can I can just play and chat and answer questions and stuff. So today I don't want to spoil too much still, but like I'm going to show off a couple levels and talk about some of the design. And then I was thinking of just going through some of the time trials and just basically trying to beat my own dev times, because some of them I sat down for creating the dev times. I sat down and just played every level in a row, and I didn't keep playing it over and over and over. I just played it once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times. Like if I was like, oh, I could do a little better than that. Like I didn't like totally just, you know, do it 100 times to get the fastest score ever possible. So I have noticed that like a couple of the times, even I've been able to beat my own dev times, but then there's a couple of them where I'm like, these are so close that I don't think I could ever beat it. And I don't know if anyone ever could. That's what we were finding out last night when one of the patrons were playing the game for the first time. I'm not so sure you can beat the dev time on this one, 2.565 seconds. I don't even know if it's possible, to be honest. And I think like the way I got this was like a total accident. I think I like bounced off this. Yeah, there's no way. Like I don't think there's when I was replaying this over and over and over again, the fastest I could get back down to was 2.603. So you're talking about like, I don't know, what is that, like 5/100ths of a second difference? I mean, in terms of frame rates, like that's basically a frame, you know? So I don't know if you could beat it. I think I like hit this and like bounced off like super fast, and like somehow just hit it just perfectly, that I don't know if you could ever do it again the way that I did it. So pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, I know that a lot of them aren't that tight. You see, that one's almost 3 seconds. Yeah, but there's a lot of the stages that aren't that close to where like it's very doable for other people to beat them. And then there's stuff like this one, stage 39. Like I mentioned, the 6.2 seconds, guys. This level is so hard. And you have to do it like just perfectly. You got to go here. Oh man, You actually have to time it out. Okay, another, like, here's a tip. Okay, this will be another cool tip for you guys in case you want to do the time trials yourselves. So there's a secret. It doesn't actually tell you this in, let's just go to stage 3. It doesn't tell you this in the, game instructions or anything like that, but you see how fast that 1 2 3 go went. If you press the pause button, you can double time the intro. Okay, so actually this is not a good level to show you. I need to show you on like a city stage because it really matters in the city stages. Let's just go to like this one. So what you do is, if you notice, so that platform, you have to wait on it, okay? So what you want to do is you want to wait out the timer. You don't want to speed it up, because if you do speed it up, the timer for the time trials will start counting up quickly before you can even access the platform. So you're going to be sitting and waiting for nothing. And then in the same vein, if we skip the level and we go to like the next one, let's see if this one works. Yeah, like, so this one you would want to speed up maybe. Nah, you still have to wait for this one. But there's a couple levels where like you would want to speed it up, and there's a couple levels where I like time the time trials out perfectly to where like I wait like 1 or 2 seconds and then speed it up to time perfectly to where you could just jump right away. So something like that is stuff that you have to think through if you're trying to just totally beat all these dev times. Like, I put some challenging times in the game, to be honest, and it adds a ton, like I mentioned, to replayability. Let's see if like this is one of the ones. Yeah, like right here, you want to speed it up so you can make that one, because this one is going so fast back and forth. And the challenge of this level is like if you jump when you see this thing, you're gonna miss it. You have to jump when it's over off to the side. Like, look how fast we're going left and right, left and right. Yeah, and then it's kind of hard because you actually have another one you have to get to. So like, if you see it here and then you try jumping, it's just going to go whoop, and you're just going to fall right to the air. We'll get out of the time trial mode. I'll show you a couple stages in like the regular mode so you can see the artifact collection and stuff. So also, welcome to the stream, everybody. I can see some people tuning in. This is Perplexing Orb Bounce and Roll launch day stream. So yeah, I think overall there's a lot of strategy you can take when you're going after the time trials, when to press the button, when to speed up the timer. Watching the stage is kind of learning the stages and stuff, but some of the times are just so tight, it's crazy. This stage right here is one of the ones I keep showing off. I don't know why I like this one so much. I keep showing this one off when I'm doing like some of the marketing and stuff. Let's put the pixel filter on so you guys can see it in that PS1 aesthetic. Yeah, and then I like this one because like you have to get to the very edge of the platform to get that item. And then I kind of like this stage because like it's got a skyscraper type platform, like you're way up in the sky, so you can get a little bit of a different view because you can't even really see it because the way we got the fog and the rendering going on. But there's like more city buildings past these cities, and if we go closer, let's see, right there, right at the very end, you could see like you can start to see some of the cities coming into the distance. So the level is like a lot bigger and more alive than like I guess people think. But yeah, so pretty cool. I'll just go the regular way. And this one's not too bad because these platforms, look how slow they're moving compared to the last couple levels in this world where they're going really, really fast. And you can see you can barely make it if you just go right across those little edges. You can go across the gap before falling. And then obviously you can control yourself and jump over this little bitty jump right here. If you're really got the pro skills, I mean, you can make this jump and you could totally knock out the post. I think for the time trial on this level, I actually did like a huge part of the level skip. I think I did like, let's go back and do that one. Let's see, that was stage 16, I think. Yeah, I want to say that you can skip half this level, but it's like pretty tricky to do. This is another one where you would want to wait out the timer so that it would start coming down instead of wasting those 6 seconds. Pretty sure I hit this and like got the momentum and hit that next one and jumped all the way down. But it's kind of hard to do because you have to like back up, go quick, hit it, don't stop, go as fast as you can, go through the air, and then get it. Yeah, that's how I got the time for this one. So you got to do it really, really quickly if you want to beat that dev time, because it's like, I think it's like under 12 seconds. It's like 11 seconds, 12 seconds. So you have to do it like that, and you have to do it quicker than that. And you also have to time out perfectly when to press the start in order to maximize exactly where to jump on it. So yeah, if you guys want to go for the challenge, that would be pretty awesome. You know what stinks is I don't have any save data on this for some reason. I think that, okay, it is saving my data, but I think that for some reason, every time I close the application on the computer, I don't have the save data working. Because this is like an old PC build. This is not even the final build. It's, you know, the final build's a little bit more stable than this. But I guess we could go through some of the levels. Because I wish I had some of these skins unlocked. Let's do, you know what? So I'm not spoiling the whole campaign. We can do some of the challenge levels for you guys, because you can unlock a couple skins that way. We can do the first 4 challenge levels. And this mode is like pretty cool now because it tracks how many times you die. Let me know if you guys don't like viewing the pixel filter, if it's a little too grainy on the stream. I can run the game in HD so you guys can see. I'll switch a couple levels back and forth so you can see the difference. This is challenge level 1, and considering how easy the world 1 is in the desert, this level is actually kind of hard. But once you play the entire game, and then if you play all of the regular stages first and then you go play the challenge levels, then you would be like, oh, this is not that hard at all, actually. Just because you already have the skills to go across the little platforms, you know what I mean? Yo, Thomas, welcome to the stream. He says it looks awesome. Not a city I want to live in, though. Yeah, that's the futuristic smog city right there, I guess. And then Spaceman Name says, taking speedrunning notes. You know, a lot of our games do have a speedrunning community that follows them, so we kind of build the games now where we're thinking about speedrunners in mind. So little tips and tricks for the speedrunners out there. It can be done. All right, look at that. I'm just pro status, game developer status here. I gotta beat half of the challenge levels in order to unlock a different skin. So let's just go for the first one so you guys can see 4 challenge levels. This one is pretty hard because you have to do 4 jumps in a row without missing, and they're really, really fast. So like if you go now, like it's just gone, you know, it's just gonna fall completely underneath you. So you have to time it out right, and you got to go when there's nothing there, and then you got to ride it, and then you got to go when there's nothing there and land on it. You got to do it again when there's nothing below you, hit it again, go for it one more time. You can risk it and make that jump before you move, but it might pull you away. So it's like you might want to just play it safe, stay on the platform, ride it out one more time, and then go through. This is pretty cool. This challenge level has never been shown on stream before or in any of the trailers or anything like that. And this can show you, like, this is one of the trickier challenge levels. So you have these platforms moving rather quickly in the beginning. You got to time it out, wait, and go the opposite time from when it's moving. You got to wait this one out, jump when it's not down. You can't jump over this. I'm going to play it safe, actually, so I don't fail for you guys. You got to wait for this to come here, and then you got to jump really quickly to get over that. Like, it's so fast, and part of the challenge is, like, so that's why that wall is there, so you can't see what's behind you, but you have to drop down to land on that platform, and then as soon as you start sliding away, you have, like, 1 second of reaction time to realize, oh snap, there's a wall in the way, and if I don't jump right now, you're gonna hit the wall and then just fall straight down and then have to do the level over again. So it's fast thinking, you know, tough challenge. And then you got this platform moving really fast. You got to be careful, try to time your jump, get over there, you know, horizontally and knock down that finish post, and then boom, challenge level 4 is done. I think the hardest challenge levels in the game are the Ice Worlds challenges. This one looks tough, but if you look at the next one, it's absolutely ridiculous. I have been sharing that one a bunch. It's the one where there's like little bitty individual platforms just all throughout the air, and you have to like basically learn the character controller in and out so you can just jump and like pull yourself back in the air and just kind of wobble onto each platform. It's so awesome. Let's go back to the main menu, guys, and let's take a look at which skin that is. Skin for... Okay, this is the worst one to showcase, to be honest, because in some of the levels, this skin is like just too bright based on the post-processing effects. Like it kind of like glows like a little strong, but this is like a cotton candy whirlwind skin. We always put the cotton candy skins ever since like Orb 1, I think we do that. So let's go to one where it's not gonna glow. Let's go like the desert. I'll talk about this level because I don't think I've shown this one off too much. This is like a little bit of a different level, because we're getting like a little bit of a different perspective. We got some maze-like structures here. And you can see, so here's your skin. It's just like a swirl of cotton candy with pixelated noise on it. And if you put the pixel filter on, it kind of looks pretty cool like this because it's like kind of really grainy, you know? But you can see the swirls of cotton candy. So pretty cool skin. Probably not my favorite in the game. There's some cooler ones. I personally always like the purple ones because it's one of my favorite colors. But there's a purple one. There's like a bluish teal one. There's the cotton candy one. There's like a little smiley face one. There is like a checkered board one, so you look like the floor of the game. And then there's like a brick one where you can look like the castle brick. So those are all the different ones you can unlock by doing 100% of the game and doing the challenges. That way, you can wear your favorite skin while you're, speed running against the dev times and sharing your videos online of your Perplexing Orb skills. This level teaches you a lot of stuff. That's why I wanted to show it to you. It shows that, like, if you press the jump button, you would be able to get onto that little bitty wall if it was like one smidgen lower, but like that extra platform piece, it's too high. So this shows you that you can actually gain extra jump height by having momentum. So if you're speed running faster, like if your orb is rolling faster, you can actually jump higher. And you learn that skill on the level before this one because you have to use it to beat the level. You don't have to use it to beat this level, but if you take that skill you learned in level 8, when you get to level 9, you can actually see a little bit of a challenge in order to collect all the artifacts. Because right here, if you just go fast and roll over, you're not going to actually make the jump across. You'll just get that one artifact and then you'll fall. But what you actually have to do is you have to go and then kind of like land on that one just perfectly, and then you have to make a jump off of it. And it's extremely hard to do. This is like one of my favorite challenges and one of the most frustrating challenges for me to play. But I think like overall the design and like what it's trying to teach you to do, I almost had it, was worth leaving it in the game. And also, obviously, you don't have, there we go. See, you can jump off that little one and get these two artifacts up top. And obviously there is some, quality of life in here for if that little jump is like too hard for people to do. You don't have to get every artifact in every single level. You can still skip like 4 levels of 100% artifacts and still get all of the achievements and, get to the end and see the final level and stuff. So you can just go here and skip it. Or this can be one of the ones where you're like, yeah, I'm not making that little jump, even though I just did it perfectly right there. Skills, let's go. So yeah, so if there's some level in the game that's just giving you way too much trouble, you can just stop and skip it or come back to it, try it again later. It's not going to progression block you from continuing forward. All the levels are unlocked and playable in this game, unlike the other 2 Orb games where you had to unlock the levels in order. You'll have to unlock the levels in order when you get to Orb 3, but in this spinoff, we are kind of just letting every level be accessible from the start. And that way, you know, it's more similar to like the tilting tiles style, where you can just pick and choose whichever level you want. So if you want, you can go straight into the final level. Yeah, like look how bright that is. I tried to get that to not happen for that skin on that level, but for some reason, even when I tried rendering that with a different camera and not using that post-processing, it still did it. So that's just how that skin is going to be for just that world, I guess. If that's your favorite one, you'll be blinded. We'll jump into, I don't think I've shown on stream what the final level looks like, so we can jump in here and take a look at this, so you guys can check that out. Let's see, what is our stream time? Oh wow, I've been talking like crazy. I didn't even think it was that long. It's been 39 minutes live. Thank you guys for continuing to tune in on this wonderful TreeFall Studios launch day. Oh, you know what, might as well mention it while you guys are here and watching. If you do decide to pick up this game, like I mentioned earlier, love to have a 5-star review on the PlayStation Store. That would help us out a ton. But go ahead and send us like a screenshot of you playing it or something to our Twitter, to our Discord, somewhere like that, you know, so we can go ahead and, you know, give you a shout out, say thanks for playing the game, you know, see what your favorite, tell me what your favorite level is, what you like, what you dislike. I actually love the feedback. That helps us make better games. So tell us what your favorite level is, tell us what your least favorite level is. Maybe we'll make a running chat in our Discord. Post your picture of your favorite level, and then we'll get everybody into some threads on, you know, which design is their favorite and which one is their least favorite. You know, we'll go with the hated ones too. Yo, Spectrum 3900, welcome to the stream, my guy. Welcome to the stream. Another patron right there. His name is flashing across in, you know, a few minutes. It will go back. This is our news for the games on sale. But thanks for being part of the Patreon team and the TreeFall Tribe. So let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm gonna get some water real quick, but we're gonna jump into level 40, and I'm talking to you guys about the toughest level in the regular game. The puppy is just sleeping right away. He's being such a good boy. If you can see, when you scroll through the castle levels, they all have a certain lighting. Like they have like this orange light, and they have moonlight coming through the windows. But if you can see, when you go to level 40, since this is the last level of the game, we changed up the entire lighting and structure, and we made the mood completely different. So I think it's super cool. But you guys can see, first off, let's just talk about how cool this looks. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I have shown this off. I don't know if I posted this on Patreon or if I just showed this off behind the scenes a couple of times to some other developers. But I feel like I've talked about the mood in this level before. I might have done it on stream, but I can't remember, to be honest. This level is really, really cool because it has like the blue lighting. It has a completely different mood, and you can see like in the back of the level, I'm like pointing at the other computer screen where I can see it. In the far back of the level, it's like fogged out. There's like just very subtle dark fog that kind of like dissipates as you get closer. You can see we've got skinny platforms here. We've got jumps that we have to make. We have jumps up ahead, we got elevators, we got saws, and we got moving platforms. So this level combines all of the challenges from all of the worlds, basically. The challenge from World 1 is just regular jumps, which is what we have right here, and skinny platforms. The challenge of World 2 is moving platforms, which we have in the back of this level. The challenge of World 3 is breaking ice blocks. That's like the only thing that's not really featured here. And the challenges of World 4 are staying on the elevators and watching out for dodging moving obstacles. So if you go here, and if you guys haven't seen, you can go like this, and if you hit that saw, it just smacks you and you go flying. So it's just pretty awesome. And I don't know how loud the volume is, but it has an awesome sound effect. If you got some bass boosted headphones, or you know, some good speakers on your TV or wherever you're going to be playing it, definitely it sounds pretty awesome. It's pretty funny when it launches you off into oblivion. So you got to jump up here, and then you got to be careful not to go too fast. We got a little bitty platform. Then this is like really tricky. You got to be very careful. You got to go real slow. You got to tap the stick a bunch to go around the corner, grab that artifact, land on the elevator, launch it, bring it up. It comes up, and then here's your challenge. So I left this without turning invisible because you can see through the cage and you can see where the platform is, but the cage is still in the way, visibly speaking. So you have to be careful. You have to go, okay, you just need to go very, very slow. There's a little bit of a widening of the path to give you a little bit of grace. And then you got to go across to the left. You got to go around another curve, this curve, this curve, and then you got to sit still, be super careful, and don't rush this one here. Make sure you time it out and land on the moving platform to be able to jump and grab this. And then I've gotten here and then like gotten too nervous and then gone real fast around this curve and just fallen off. That's why we made it curve backwards. So you have to slowly go around and hit that post to beat the last level. There's your little guide. Developer hints and tricks in case you're having trouble with the last level. Because if you fall off on that level, you're like, oh man, I gotta do it all again. And then now you guys can see, let me just hide myself. Here's a look at the credits, a little spoilers of the credit screen. I think this one's pretty cool because I got like snapshots that I took from different camera angles in all of the worlds, and they're kind of like, you know, memory books of your adventure that you just went on. Right here, you guys can see there's our patrons right there. You guys, your names are in this game forever, and you're gonna be seen by tons of people that play this game on PlayStation. So you are featured in a console game on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, which is awesome. You know, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's one of the best perks that we can give the patrons, just to have their names in the credits of the games. It's pretty cool, and I really enjoy it. Having all the support and everything like that is really, really awesome. Thomas says, Thomas Stewart, I didn't even put my name in my own game. You didn't put your name in your game, bro? You didn't put credits in your game? Oh, tisk tisk. Well, you're in this game at least. Space My Name says, I didn't think I was a high enough tier to make it. Sweet. You're technically not a high enough tier, to be honest, bro. But I put everyone in anyways, just to be nice. Because I appreciate all the patron support. I think that the actual tiers are like the $1 tier is all you get is access to the behind the scenes post on Patreon. You get access to the Patreon only chat on Discord, and you get your names written in the YouTube videos. If you go to the $3 tier, you get all of those perks, but you get your names in the credits of the game, I'm pretty sure, like this. And then if you go to the $5 tier, which is the top one, you get all of those. And then that's when you get the personal shout out, when I like, you know, give you a personal shout out in every one of our YouTube videos. And also the $5 tier gets special beta privileges sometimes. I send out test builds to the people in the $5 tier. That's really sporadic though. That just depends on where we're at in development and stuff. But occasionally you get to play games early, like PC builds and stuff like that. So, but a lot of the times for the $1 tiers, I think I put Spectrum 3900 in there too. I put all you guys in the credits just because, you know, give you a little perk, even though I don't know if it's technically listed on there. Most of the time you get all the perks for any of the tiers just because I'm thankful to have the patrons anyways. But yeah, support us on Patreon, guys. Links in the description below. There we go. Patreon continued. There's Thomas Stewart and Spectrum 3900 right there. Spectrum says, nice, I just got Orb plus Orb 2 for me to try and challenge my kids. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, the bundle pack is on sale right now for the indie sale. And the pretty cool thing is Orb 1 and Orb 2 both have multiplayer modes. And when you're in Orb 2, actually, there's multiple multiplayer modes, and there's actual randomization to the races where it randomizes the item boxes. and there's options where you can turn on and off items. So there's a lot of different ways to play. So you and your kids could play together and have a blast. We got some videos up on the channel of my friends doing Let's Plays racing each other in the Perplexing Orb. So there's no multiplayer in this game, but when we do the next major entry, the Perplexing Orb 3, we will do another multiplayer mode as well. So definitely pretty cool. Space My Name says, I already read that one, sorry. An overhyped gamer, hello. Yo, dude, welcome to the stream, man. Glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in. I highly appreciate it. So yeah, there's definitely some multiplayer modes in most of the Perplexing Orb games. In this one, we forfeited the multiplayer mode in order to do the time trial mode instead, which I think is pretty awesome. I think now this time trial mode, I had so much fun developing it, testing it, setting like really tough times and stuff, that like it's gonna make the development of Perplexing Orb 3 even harder, because like now I'm like, oh well, we've got to have regular story mode, we've got to have challenge mode, need to put time trials back in there, and we need to build a new multiplayer mode. So it's gonna be forever to develop that game. We're not even starting it or anything right now. That'll be like, you know, Maze and stuff will come next, and then like in a year or two, you know, the next major Orb game will come out. We like cycle the franchises in and out, that kind of thing. So try not to get too much fatigue. Although we did pummel a bunch of Tilting Tiles games like pretty frequently in a row. And I'm probably honestly going to develop another Tilting Tiles game in like the next couple of months, just because they're so much fun to me. They're like my personal favorite series, because like the way you have to think about the stages is so intricate, and the way I have to design them is like so brain challenging. Creating the puzzles is like really fulfilling, and seeing other people solve it is pretty cool. So I'm probably gonna do one more of those, maybe a smaller one, and then just do like a 199 release or something, and do like another 20 levels, 25 levels, something like that. So, you know, like 1 or 2 hours maybe of gameplay, and probably maybe I'll release it in like January or something. Let me go here and let's see. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, nice. Yeah, our launch tweet is actually getting some pretty good traction. A lot of people are starting to see it on Twitter, so that's pretty cool. If you're just joining into the stream, like I mentioned earlier, and you do pick up the game, be sure to go ahead and post your favorite level in the, you know, just the general chat or whatever, or your least favorite level, whichever one, so we can get a big trend going about everyone's favorite levels. Let's see, what time is it? 3:07. I was gonna just do a launch stream for about an hour today, just because I wasn't gonna do it as long, just because we're gonna head out and do some more work here in just a little bit, and I got some errands to run. But today I feel like, guys, you know, I can't really talk about the PlayStation, you know, too in depth. I'm pretty familiar with the NDA, and I can't really talk about it all that much, and I can't mention sales and stuff, but you can check your sales like semi-frequently on the PlayStation to see how the game is doing. And I checked at like 9 o'clock this morning, and then I haven't checked again all day. Like, I'm just like trying to be peaceful and calm and not worry. You know, normally when I launch a game, I'm like checking all day. I'm refreshing the trophy list. I'm on PSN profiles, trying to see how many people are playing it, like hoping that it's doing well, hoping people are having fun and all that kind of thing. And today I'm kind of like, I'm just like, all right, you know, I'm just going to calm down. It's not in my hands. You know, I'm just going to pray and trust in the Lord and be like, all right, it's going to be okay. I'm hoping that everyone has having fun, you know, playing the game. So we're going to like probably log off after this hour of, you know, launch party stream, and then just be like, okay, you know, no check-in, you know, no more social media till tomorrow until the morning, where I'm like, okay, yeah, we got to figure out if the game did good. How much more marketing am I going to need to have to do? Are we going to have to start the next game tonight? We got to develop really quickly. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys saw, I sent this to Thomas. Thomas said, "Yo, overhyped gamer." The real pro gamer is in the chat. If you guys haven't checked out Overhyped's channel, you should check it out. He's got a trophy guide channel. He's very talented at playing games. He was a patron for TreeFall Studios for a couple of years. Makes a bunch of video guides on how to beat games, shows you when new games are coming out, all that kind of stuff. I saw recently he's done a bunch of AAA content, you know, doing individual guides for a bunch of different games. So check out his channel. Thomas is winking and nodding to him over there. But what was I saying before that? I just totally lost my train of thought by reading that comment. I was talking about like checking the sales or whatever, logging off. Oh yeah. So then I saw this other indie developer. I don't know if you guys know. The guy that made the last 2 games on the Wii U and 3DS, he just posted a video about like having to close down the studio, or like that they were probably going to close down. And he made a comment in the video, and I thought it was very interesting. You know, now that the Wii U and 3DS are closed and he's like only developing games on Switch, he basically said like for his game's normal launch sales that he would have to release 1 game per month in order to stay in business, because you only really make money around the launch, and like the launch is super important. And that he was working 130 hours a week in order to do that. And me and some of the patrons were talking about that. About the hours in a week. I was like, dude, is that even possible? And I was like, so we did the math, and there's only 168 hours in a week. So if you worked on 130 hours in order to achieve the games coming out that quickly in order to stay in business, you would only have 38 hours, I think. Yeah, 38 hours of sleep, like for the whole week. Which is roughly 5.4 hours per night is what we calculated. But that means that you would basically not be like, you would have to eat and work and like do nothing else like all day, and then like sleep for like 5 hours, which is super unhealthy. So for the developers following the channel, like I do not recommend that. But I kind of saw a lot of the things that he was saying in that video, and we kind of see some of the same data points. Like you really do, the launch is super important. You make most of your revenue right by the launch, and then after that you just get buried, you know, by the new games, because there's always new games coming out. You have no visibility anymore. The only people that know about your game are people who follow you on Twitter or YouTube or something like that. And then you know, from there, the only way you can be seen again is if you're featured in a discount. And you don't really get featured in discounts all that much, because they have rules about like how many times you can put your game on sale, and you have to wait so long. Every platform is different, you know, PlayStation, Nintendo, Steam, they all have their own rules, and they're all covered on NDA, but basically they're all different. You know, they all have different rules, but you just can't put your game on sale like every day of the year, you know. And that's kind of common knowledge, like, you know, you just can't be on sale all the time. So yeah, its launch is super important. So this launch, was working really hard to do a bunch of different things in order to try to get it out to as many people that could see the game as possible. But I'm gonna try to be like, we ain't worried about it. We're gonna log off, get off the internet, and just be like, it's gonna be okay, and we're gonna check it out tomorrow. But if we're like him and it comes out that the sales weren't as good, be like, all right, can we work 130 hours in a week and, you know, get another game out before the end of the month? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I haven't actually talked to that guy on the internet before. I should have, to be honest, just because like we were developing. I think he started developing back when I was like on the Wii U, but I never ran across him in any of my dev circles or anything like that. But he seems like a nice guy, and his games look pretty good. So kind of sad that you gotta, you know, it's a tough industry, and you gotta work that hard. I know he got a bunch of publicity too for those last couple of games, so I'm like, man, it's a little tough. And I've been noticing the PlayStation sales have been like kind of trending down recently, so I'm like, man, hopefully this works out pretty good. But anyways, enough of that behind the scenes dev talk. It's about an hour in. Let's do another level for fun so we can check out a cool level. And then I'm going to get ready to log off and have a peaceful evening, hoping that everyone is just having fun. Remember, send us your pictures. What's your favorite level? Post it in the Discord, post it to our Twitter, whichever one you wish. And tell us why you like the level and tell us why you hate your least favorite level. I think my least favorite level is... I mean, I like all of the levels that I made, but I think my least favorite one is like maybe this one now, because the gimmick... I don't want to be this... This isn't going to be the last level we see, but... the gimmick of this level is visibility. I always put like some visibility puzzle in. So like when you jump over these ones, these walls, you can see it turns transparent, so you can now see forward. And then when you leave, it you know, it goes back to full render. I don't know what you would say, non-transparent. And you can see the challenge here is that there's a couple of holes. So like if you forget that and you're not looking ahead, when you jump over, you gotta get a little bit of speed here. And when you jump over this platform and you go here, you might forget, oh, there's a hole here, and you could just fall off. That's the challenge of this level. Overall, I thought it was pretty cool, and I had fun modeling it when I first started. And I also like, because it's pretty easy to jump on those little ones, and then you can kind of style and like land on this and then jump and like hit the post and kind of do a cool little style hit. Because I always like to hit the post in different places to do, cool ending screens. That's a good idea for Perplexing Orb 3. Maybe we should save videos of like your ending screen, kind of like Mario Kart TV, so you can go back and see a camera angle of like how you knocked over the post and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But I think overall that level maybe it's just kind of standard. It's not as cool as all the other ones. Each one in a row introduces like a new concept. Like when you first start, it just shows you how to jump. And we're following like the philosophy of like, you're not supposed to have a hard time. You're supposed to learn the concept. So like on this level, it teaches you how to jump and there's nowhere to fall off. Sure, you can fall off if you go way over here, but you're not gonna naturally fall off. It's just easy. And then when you go to level 2, you take that concept of jumping, but you introduce like a little bit of a challenge. So now the platforms are still big and wide, so you can have room to move around without falling off, but you actually have to jump over a gap. And then when you move over to level 3, we continue taking that concept further and further, and we start spreading out the platforms, and then they start getting skinnier, and then they start going vertical, and they start doing all these different things for World 1. And that's what most of the progression is of just World 1. Keep in mind, this is just the progression of teaching you how to jump. So that level 8 is just kind of different. And the challenge and gimmick is about visibility and stuff. And I don't know if it's as fun as I wanted it to be. This one the same way, but I actually still kind of like this one, even though it frustrates me a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. We haven't really shown off any ice levels in this stream, so let's go to one of the ice levels. Yeah, let's just go to this one. This is not the hardest one, but this is getting pretty tough towards the end. And let's go ahead and run so you guys can see, okay, here's what it looks like in HD. And if we drop the pixel filter on, here's what it looks like. You guys can see I can see it on the stream, the jagged edges from that no anti-aliasing looks so cool on those ruins brick posts we have. I personally love the pixel filter, and it basically renders those little artifacts into like 4 little polygons. Like it's so little, it's just like all jaggy on the screen, but you can still see where to hit them, and it's not hard to actually find them and hit them. So I think that it's still kind of worth it to play with a pixel filter on, even if you're trying to get all the artifacts for the first time. I think it's pretty cool. So we got our PS1 vibe here. So let me just talk about the design of this level real quick. This will be a cool little fun behind the scenes tip. So basically what you need is momentum in order to make some of these jumps. You can get the momentum here and you can cheat and you can go fast, but that's not how it's designed for beginners. You're supposed to make the easiest jump possible. So you can see what the reason why there's like an ice block pointing backwards is because you need to go backwards to get a little bit of momentum to jump up right here. And then you can see when you take your momentum this way, those ice blocks catch you if you go a little bit too fast, but they're still, the challenge this level is still hard because obviously if you only have like 2 seconds before they break, so you got to slide back onto the actual solid platform, and then you got to get your momentum, and if you go too fast here, that ice block is there to catch you, but then also it breaks. And then obviously if you're speed running this for time trials, you can make these jumps and just go right across. But, you know, if you're trying to unlock everything in the game and unlock all the skins on your first time through, and when you're playing the story mode, you need to grab all of the items. So you would have to slink your way slowly around that itty bitty bridge with all those breaking blocks. I love the sound effects. This is pretty cool. Let's go play this in an HD so you guys can really see what's going on. This level, since this world is kind of one of the tougher worlds, usually what I do, one of the game design techniques that I do is I will, right before, if you've done a bunch of hard challenges in a row, the 9th out of the 10th, so the second to last level, I'll give you a bonus breather, kind of like bonus levels in the old Monkey Ball games, because the next level is going to be really, really hard. And if you've been really playing and your fingers are sweating and you've been doing a bunch of these hard, skinny levels like that, it might frustrate the players if you have like 10 of them in a row that are really hard. So right before your final challenge, I basically give you an easy one. So right here, you can just roll straight and just, you know, make it right to the post. I mean, it's not hard at all. It's just right here. And then on top of it, it's so satisfying to watch all these ice blocks break. And what I've done is I lined all these up to where like there's like a snaking trail to where you can get them all without dying, basically. But if you don't realize how the trail works, like I didn't do the correct path right here, you'll run over yourself like this and then fall. So there is like a challenge added to the actual pickups. But also for the PlayStation versions of this game, there is a trophy for this level, which is just a miscellaneous trophy for fun, that you have to break 150 of these ice blocks before dying. So what you have to do is try to continually run in circles, basically, and just keep breaking the ice and try not to fall. And eventually you'll notice it, the trophy will just pop. It doesn't take that long, maybe 30 seconds or something like that, because there's so many ice blocks on this level. But you have to go around it maybe like twice. So yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some pretty fun trophies in the game. I feel like as far as achievements and stuff go, I put in a couple of like, you know, here's a fun little one for you guys to try to get. So yeah, that's level 29. So you get that little bit of a brief rest before seeing this bad boy. And this is definitely pretty tough. This level and the final level that I showed earlier in the stream are probably the two toughest levels in the game. You can see most of the platforms will break and disappear. There's barely any actual rest zones. It's all about teaching you the verticality, the momentum of the jumps. So like if you guys want to see like, I mean, this is spoilers, so you can like tune off the stream. We're almost done anyways, if you don't want to see me show you how to beat this level. But design-wise, I feel like it makes sense. But like you go around that way, and then you're supposed to go this way. You're not supposed to try to jump up to get that one. This is a square because you're supposed to go around the edge. You're basically supposed to go, you know, I'm kind of having trouble now. You're supposed to go around this way, and then you use that momentum to come up here, and then you go over here and then land up here in this safe zone. All those are going to break so fast that you got to get back on your little bitty platform. You come back this way, you just let this one break, and then you'll land right here safely. You let those break, and then you'll land back at the beginning. And then after that, you can go back up again and then continue to do the same thing. And then at the top, there's also two more sections where like you need to do the section on the left and then you jump over and then come backwards, do the section on the right, and then wait for those ice blocks to respawn, and then jump back over to get to the finish post. So if you're trying to go for 100%, this level is definitely really tough. It's one of my favorites in the game. It's obviously not nearly as hard as the challenge level. For this world, the challenge level is absolutely brutal. No one is really expected to be able to beat the challenge levels, but if you do it, then more power to you. You can see this challenge level is just pretty wild. You have to make like super precise jumps. You have to land on this exactly precise. I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I did. And then you got to make it over here, and then all of these break, and then you got to jump over here like this, and then you got to time out your distances. You only have like 2 seconds on each of these, and then you got to hop all the way, and then you can see I don't let you skip and cheat. I put ice blocks in the way, so you have to go around the edges. Pretty crazy stuff. So this game has a little bit of stuff for everyone. It's got a fun, simple campaign with skippable levels. So if you're not the best with the controller and your reflexes aren't the best, you can enjoy the game, beat the game, and go through the whole game completely on the main stories. If you want to challenge yourself, there's tough challenge levels, not required for completion, but if you do beat all of them, you will unlock special bonuses with different skins. And then on top of all of the tough challenges, there are time trials that you can go on yourself, and most of the gold times are pretty lenient. So you can actually beat them like semi-easy. Some of them are like a decent challenge, but then if you want to really brutally challenge yourself, you can go after my dev times and even go farther through the game. So there's a ton of replayability in this game. There's a ton of levels. There's 48 different stages. There's basically 2 different art styles that you can run on the game. The game features rumble effects now. And it does it in different ways. Like it plays little rumble animations when you hit the post. It rumbles when you're in the elevators. It rumbles when you're getting hit by saws. All sorts of different things like that. It also has light bar effects when you're in the main story and you haven't collected all the items. Your light bar on the PlayStation controller will be red, and then when you get your final item, it will turn green. It turns red if you're brutally challenging yourself in challenge mode, and it turns blue when you're in time trial mode, and then when you're on the main menu, it turns brown to match the exact lighting of this mood right here for the desert. So it's definitely pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I hope you are excited about the Perplexing Orb Bounce and Roll. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Got to show off a bunch of the game. Got to celebrate the game coming out today. Got to talk a little bit about behind the scenes of what we're planning on doing marketing-wise, why the game is important, how it's important to market it as an indie game developer. So for the developers watching, I know we got a lot of patrons who are also developers interested in, you know, how I do things. I got to talk a little bit about some of my strategies, where we were posting, what we were doing, like what we were trying to do on Twitter, what we're trying to do on YouTube, how we're sharing out the game, that kind of thing. So I hope that information was also helpful for you if you were a game developer. And like I mentioned already, be sure to hit us up in the Discord. Links to join are in the description of this video if you're not part of our Discord. Send us your favorite levels. If you buy the game, send us your least favorite level and why, so we can learn from that, and so we can all talk about what our favorite designs are, so we can get a little bit of TreeFall Tribe camaraderie going to celebrate launch day. If you do pick up the game, it would be super awesome of you guys to leave it a 5-star review in the PlayStation Store. That would help us out with visibility a bunch. So that would be greatly appreciated. You don't have to, obviously you don't have to pick up the game, but if you do, that would be super helpful. I'm going to give a huge shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. We got the names going across the bottom of the screen right now. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Shark and Minnow, PLP, and Thomas Stewart. Thank you guys for what you do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. I really couldn't do what I do without you guys. The Patreon support helps out a ton. If you guys are interested and you're, hanging out with the stream, there are links down below for the Patreon page. And we mentioned that earlier. But yeah, I think that's about it. Launch day, guys. Launch day! Let's go! Oh, man. At least I really like this game. It's one of my favorites that I've made so far. If I had to pick, last topic before we go, if I had to pick my favorite games, I would probably say it's like Tilting Tiles and Micro Challenge. Like the first game and the third game are like tied. Like Orb 2 and this game are like tied. And then like Maze Pedestal of Trials. Those are probably my like few favorite games out of all the games that I've made that were just like the most fun to develop, the most fun to play, the most I was excited about sharing and stuff. I will say that there's some like kind of like spin-off games that we've done, or like weird miscellaneous games like Mighty Math. Like I have a blast going and playing that. Might be one of the games I have the most fun replaying of my own games. But yeah, this game really meant a lot to me. Developing it was a whole lot of fun. You guys can actually go back and find out the day I started developing this game, because we were doing Maze Rising Trials dev streams every single day. And then one day I randomly stopped and was like, hey, I got to finish this other game I'm working on, and I don't want to show you guys yet because I want it to be a surprise. And then I just worked on this game for like 2 to 3 months straight without doing any dev streams. So now that this is out, we're going to go back to dev streams probably. So randomly over the holidays, when we can, we're going to go back to live streaming. Probably instead of every day, maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. And probably the 3 o'clock streams again, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Something like that for now, but we'll see. But all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a blast. I've had fun chatting with you guys. Thanks for everyone who's chatted in the live chat. You know, if you guys are watching this video after it's posted and live, you can still leave your comments down below. I go back and read all of those, even on live streams and stuff like that. So let me know what you think of the stream. Let me know what you think of the Perplexing Orb Bounce and Roll. Are you guys excited to check out this game? Are you ready to pick it up on the PlayStation Store? Are you buying it on PS4? Are you buying it on PS5? Are you going to wait until it comes out on Steam? Or are you going to skip it entirely? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, without further ado, thanks for tuning into this live stream. It's been a whole lot of fun. I will catch you guys next time.